Everybody, Richie Ivy here again. You know what I'm saying? We got a special guest again. Stop with that. We go
Hey
ahead.
y'all.
I'm gonna add some like applause or something to this today. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna have just another, sit down conversation, another who's in the house and just give an update on life,
Yeah.
how we've been, just how everything has changed since that last who's in the house. So welcome again. Thanks
Thank you.
for thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
I'm so happy to be here. A
Absolutely.
lot has changed, so it's good to actually be able to take a moment and catch up.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
as y'all can see, we're in a new space. This is Ella Vibe Studio. So shout out Ella Vibe Studio inside of Vintage Gold. That's at 7164 Manchester Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. I'm telling you, black owned vintage
Yeah.
store. They have exclusive pieces at a really, really good price. Definitely check it out. And again, if you want to catch me at Ella Vibe Studio. So welcome again. Welcome
Yeah.
again.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so just tell me, so since the last time we spoke, which I think was like, closer to the April time, kind of what has changed since then and where are you kind of at right now?
So April, I had just had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't when we had that interview, I really wasn't even supposed to like be out of bed. I was supposed to be still in bed, like resting. But I felt a sense of restlessness,
Yeah,
um, but I was forced to sit down eventually. And so I just kind of documented that journey because it was interesting how not having my physical strength
mm-hmm.
really took a toll on my mentality. And I guess I didn't realize like really how much I value my body and being healthy and being able to be strong
Right,
and like, just do things on my own, do things
right,
independently.
yeah.
And I feel like maybe I was taking that for granted, overworking myself, just like pushing it to the wrong kind of limits.
Absolutely.
And so that whole process really sat me down and it really made me reflect. Um and truthfully, I'm still healing.
Yeah,
I'm still healing. Though the physical body might be completely healed and there are new cells there, this is a continuous process because it's like having a new body.
right.
And so I really been pouring into myself a lot. I've been pouring into myself a lot and I've been prioritizing my health.
Mm, that's huge, especially pouring into yourself a lot because, I think as humans, we're just nurturers, and we,
Yeah.
we take on other people's kind of whatever they're going through, and sometimes we try to spill that to somebody else, and
Yeah.
sometimes people don't want to hear it, and it's hard to regain that yourself and to take a step back and being like, all right, what makes me happy? What is pouring back into myself really looks like?
Exactly.
And it's hard to even see. So what is like pouring back into yourself looking like what makes you rejuvenized and happy?
Well, for starters, work. Like I don't do any work. I don't work in any spaces where I'm uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So like we would love to get to a point. Actually, we're getting to a point where we don't have to work,
Right,
right? And the work doesn't feel like work.
right.
And so that's really what it's about for me. It's like, am I in a space, number one, for the things that I have to do or I feel like I have to do at this moment? What state am I in when I'm in those places?
Hmm.
And so taking that moment for yourself, that is a way that I've been pouring into myself. Like taking a moment to be like, you know what? I don't like being here.
Hmm.
I don't want to go in there.
Right.
I don't like getting dressed when I'm thinking about getting dressed for it. I don't want to get ready to get dressed for it.
Right.
It's like so those are the things I've eliminated.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes, well, in order to receive, you got to make room, you know. And so part of the being able to even pour into myself and have something to pour into is
Hmm.
because I've released a lot.
I definitely can see that.
Yeah.
Definitely can see that. Give me 2 seconds. We're
Mhm.
gonna take a quick break. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. So I know that you said that you started making room for yourself by releasing the things that you don't like. Uh, what was like something big that you released and something like small that you kind of didn't want to release but you knew was better for you?
Well, the first major thing that I released was mistreatment from men.
Mm,
I released that. I'm
mm.
not that girl. No,
I feel that.
no thanks. Just no thanks.
Jay, y'all better know when y'all
So
approach.
the very first and major thing that I released was allowing men to mistreat me, allowing men to come into my space and violate me.
Mhm.
No. But in
That's
order for
big.
me to even realize that it was a violation and to really understand the depth of
Mhm.
it, I had to see myself and actually respect myself and actually love myself
Mhm.
for real. Because if you do not allow yourself to see yourself, who are you?
Exactly. And you're somebody that somebody can put a perception on because you don't put yourself, you don't see yourself in that way. So you taking everybody else's perception of you and you build your character off of that.
Yes, that's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold right
And
there.
it's I definitely can say everybody I feel like had a point because you don't know yourself. It took
Of
years,
course.
to kind of figure out what do you like, and then you think about social standards. Or I think that's the biggest thing that holds a lot of people back is what they think are social norms or the standards of what people are supposed to have or act like or be or
Yeah.
so yeah, that's huge, and that's huge. I'm glad a lot of people don't see those things 'cause they start blaming themselves.
Yeah. No, and it's like what you said, society and standards and pressures and all of this. But you know who you really are.
Mhm.
That's why when the standards are put on you, it doesn't work for you. You don't like
Mhm.
it. It doesn't feel good. It don't feel right. So even those people who were maybe still in that acceptance phase, accepting the bullshit and the chaos and stuff,
Yeah.
there's a realization that comes along with it. Because if that was for you, then it wouldn't bother you. You would think it was fun. You would love it there.
Right.
That's how you know the shit is not even
Yeah.
for you. And also it's like you remembering who you've always been.
Mhm.
You just got a little dirty,
Right.
a little muddy, a little, grimy. Because over the years things just come at you and they build up. Unless you release them, unless you cleanse yourself and rid yourself of them intentionally.
Right. That is dang. That
But you gotta see it.
you gotta see it. You gotta take accountability.
Yeah.
You gotta, because you can lie to
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
but you can't lie to yourself,
You cannot. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I could be a lot of things, but I don't want to be a hypocrite.
man.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. And that's the other thing too. Not even just mistreatment from men, mistreatment from relationships, romantic relationships, like or friendships,
Mhm.
jobs,
Family.
family. No more mistreatment. If I don't like it, it's mistreating to me. I don't treat myself like this.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna allow anybody to treat me. I treat myself a certain way. So why would I?
Accept that.
No.
It's a boundary.
Yeah.
It's a boundary that that you gotta hold, and some people not gonna like that.
Yeah.
And luckily, I haven't seen anything like if I set a boundary, I never really had too much of a pushback.
Yeah.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
but I mean, because I forgot where I heard the quote, but boundaries without what was it? Boundaries without consequences is just suggestions.
Ooh.
It's like if I set a boundary, but you push that boundary and
Ooh.
nothing happens, it's just a suggestion, and it's just like, mm, you
Like,
know,
do I really want to be out here making suggestions about how
exactly,
I want to be treated?
exactly. That's why I stand on everything, no matter how nasty it kind of get or what it comes out to be. Because if I set this boundary, it's a reason. I'm telling myself it's a reason. So it's like I gotta
Yeah.
hold that standard, you know. Uh, but what's a small thing that you had to get rid of, like a fun thing? Like, do you like play video games less? Did you ever have to take away from like something that's a little distracting?
Social media.
Mm,
It was social media for me. So I just got done reading The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss. Now I'm reading Set Boundaries, Find Peace.
mm,
I was just recommended, somebody just recommended that book to me. So I've been listening to that. But in that book, The Mountain Is You, was about self sabotage.
mm.
And so a lot of what we don't really realize is the micro habits, the tiny things, are what's making everything, you know, kind of compound and trickle. It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah,
And so social media for me, it's an addiction. It was an addiction. Like if I'm waking up in the morning, I've seen people with vapes.
yeah. I used to be one of those. That was
Same. First thing in the morning, what you do? Grab your
first
vape.
thing. I'm talking about immediately
Me,
to
it's
get
if
that.
you didn't sleep with it like this. Like,
Man,
come on, that's crazy.
yeah,
That's not coming from a place of judgment.
right.
It's crazy how you can create a habit and just do things mindlessly.
I lived it. Yeah, it's definitely not no judgment because I lived it. I was waking up, and as soon as I was brushing my teeth, I got a big hit because I felt all of that in the first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
It was times where I was like literally on the way to work, and it's like either I can be late and get this right up, or I need to go back.
yeah,
I went back, and after that, I was like, yeah, I need to chill.
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
like, it's crazy. Yeah,
Or you
so
tweaking without it?
yeah, like where it go? Like it's
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely understand. I had the mod too, so I had like the big one that was in your pocket.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
god.
the military standard
Yeah.
ones. Those things were huge and just in my pocket. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had to talk to myself about social media yesterday. I was because I usually don't get on it. If I feel like I'm on it scrolling, I try my hardest to stop myself. But I got so much done yesterday, and I found myself on the couch just scrolling,
Yeah,
and I was like, I can give myself that grace this time. But I know how.
yeah.
But I do remember when I was really on Twitter, and that was like news. Like I was on like every minute, like what's going
Mhm.
on, like, and that's how I kept up with it in the mornings, in the afternoons. Like I thought I was a personality. Like yeah, it
Mm.
was, and I would put my like just too much information sometimes. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like you see people's relationships kind of roll over to social media. You see I mean, of course, everybody has bad days,
Yeah.
and sometimes I be wanting to put something relatable out there, but I also
Yeah.
got to remember it's not that deep. And nobody got to,
Yeah.
I can read that post that's super relatable and just like it and keep it pushing.
And also it's like, why are you so concerned about how people perceive you?
Right.
So it's Instagram was getting performative for me.
Mm,
I know I'm sexy. I'm sexy every day.
mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't got to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to see these sound bowls. That's what you need to be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing it for?
I know,
That's why
right?
I'm like,
Yeah.
let me just hop on over to doing how, because it's all about what you put your energy into.
Right.
Since I haven't been on Instagram, I've had so much more time. Sometimes I'm like, what was I doing? Why do I feel like I have so much more time in my day.
Absolutely.
I've been cooking more, going for walks, going to the park, working out, doing yoga. 30 minutes, an hour, all it takes. 10 minutes, maybe, 5. Think
Man,
about that. It's just time, 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 time,
I
time,
know.
time, time. And also, like, just the idea of coming to higher realizations. I don't want to say higher, but coming to new realizations,
Mm-hmm.
that automatically shifts where you are in life and how you even operate. Because some knowledge is so, it's like you remembering it because you resonate with it so much.
Right.
And you're like, this is why none of this ever worked for me. This is why,
Right?
yeah. But the only way to do that is to eliminate the noise. And social media was definitely, it was a little noisy for me.
Yeah,
It was a little noisy for me, so I needed to quiet that down.
definitely understand that. I should have. I forgot. I got to post. I try to post every day that I'm in here, but I just be so like, cause it just don't make sense unless I'm posting something for the Mantra House or something like that. It don't make sense to use that time. That's why I've been scheduling stuff on Mondays
Yeah.
throughout the week, so I just don't have to pick up my phone.
Yeah.
It just happens. So that is a huge noise that I even I'm proud that I'd never really be on TikTok because I
Yeah.
know how like I know because
Yes.
the algorithm and it's like when that's when it's even worse because it's like you catch it and you catch yourself.
Yes.
The
Yes.
algorithm will go exactly what you want to do
Yeah.
and exactly what you're interested in, and it's like, oh, you watched that one for a minute. I bet I got something related.
I got 30 more for you. You'll be here for a
Man,
while. Have a seat.
man,
You'll be here for a
buckle up.
while. Get in, loser. We're scrolling on TikTok like
Man, and it is,
for hours.
and it's like, and then I think like, what could I have done with that hour? Like, what could I could have been so procrastinating.
Yeah, but it ain't also no judgment. That's therapeutic for some people.
That
You get what
is
I'm saying? For some
right,
people, it's therapeutic for the same reasons because
right,
it's doing what it's doing to your brain. However, some people have self control. Some people can say, "This is my TikTok day," and I scroll on
right,
TikTok on this day. And you're
right.
and because you do that consciously, you'll still be fine. You'll still be
Hmm.
able to get things done because it's still conscious. It's something that you're doing consciously. You're thinking about it.
Yeah,
It's some intention behind it. It's the mindless behavior. That's the most detrimental.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And when you kind of building your self image, because they was talking about I don't know where we're going with this, but they were just talking about how kids are really really getting molded and shaped by social media. Because I mean, when we was younger, like if I wanted to know about somebody at another high school, I gotta go to that high school. Like I gotta go to
Yeah.
their homecoming. I
Yeah.
gotta see somebody out. But now you can just be like, all right, what's that high school? Oh, this. Oh, you go here. You go here. That. And it's just I don't know. It took out. It also messed it up for music because I feel like
Yeah.
nothing is regional now. You just see, oh, this is what's hot, and I'm just gonna do the same thing that's hot. So you got somebody in the West Coast rapping like an Atlanta rapper,
Yeah.
and you got somebody in Atlanta rapping like an East Coast rapper because they just
Yeah.
trying to, you know,
Mimic a sound.
yeah, instead of being individuals. I think that's just all society just lost, is just being individuals. And
Yeah.
that's the same thing with decades. I was watching Austin Powers, and it was like, come on, it's the '90s. And it's like we can't say that no more. Like, don't say that
Yeah.
this is 2020s. I'm like, what? That's
Yeah.
opioid addiction.
Yeah.
2020s. Like, I
Oh
don't.
gosh.
But yeah, it's I think just individuality in society is just kind of being lost.
Yeah.
Everybody's want to be accepted, and it's I don't know. I look at it like even the band book 1982,
Mhm.
yeah,
In
just 84,
1984.
yeah,
1984.
84, where they just gonna keep manipulating things, and you know even with the AI, like
Mhm.
in the like I was watching one today where usually they got a watermark to tell you, and the dude just kept blotching out the watermark, so you can't even.
Yeah, Chloe showed me something the other day. My daughter,
Yeah,
she's probably gonna be mad at me because I've been in this conversation. I'm sitting here quietly because this conversation is making me want to get her off social media more and more. Because even in the past like couple of years, it's
yeah,
the floodgates are.
yeah,
They like once you're 13, you can do whatever you want to do on social media, and that's weird because
yeah,
it used to be 18,
yeah,
16, 19. You had to prove you was in high school. What high school you go to
man,
before you could even get on the social media site? And when it was kids there, you knew they were kids. You know what
right,
I'm saying? You're like, these are kids. Like we don't
right.
no, we ain't even got the same
I didn't even
friends.
think about
Like we don't even have mutual friends. Or you'd be like, this so and so's little brother or little
right
cousin or whatever.
community,
Community.
community.
Yeah, so it's very different, but there are so many points. But as far as the technology and that being crazy, the AI, Chloe showed me a video the other day and I thought it was real. It's AI. I'm like, why doesn't it say it's AI anywhere? I'm like that shouldn't be legal.
Yeah,
That shouldn't be legal. But also, at the same time, reality always shifting. Reality
Absolutely.
been shifting. Why you
Yeah.
got to see a fake AI video to see that?
Yeah. CGI always been here.
Okay,
Yeah.
literally, it's it's really about like again. That's why I'm like I can't fuck with that shit. I can't even give my time to no. I cannot be watching something fake. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, what is this?
And that's somebody put. I seen a good point about that. It's like now we gotta watch everything on social media with a question mark above it. It's like everything,
You literally can't believe your eyes.
and that's the one thing that they say you say.
Yeah, you can't.
You
You
gotta
literally
believe
can't.
it. I gotta see it to believe
You
it.
can't
At
believe
this
your
point,
eyes.
it gotta be in front of me
Yeah,
to
but
believe it.
that's why we got to create more than we consume, so
Yeah,
that we can create the real.
absolutely, absolutely.
There'll always be a necessity for it.
It will be. I mean, like I said, it's just who uses it and what they're using it for and who consumes it. Because again, you don't have to. I just seen some video AI that it showed. It was 4 videos and three of the first videos was like a stereotypic black like kid. Like so, the little girl was in a Nissan Altima, but it had a boot on it. And then the next one was like, I'm getting evicted. And then the next one was like, it was something else that where it was like another little black kid. And
Yeah,
and then it was like, oh, we in the crack house, and it was like a little white girl here. But it's like people only watch like the first 20 seconds of anything. Actually, it's only 3 seconds. Like if you a video don't count as a watch on Instagram unless you watch it for 3 seconds. That's how short the attention span is. Like it
that's
used to be 5.
ridiculous.
Like it used to be shoot Vines was 6.
Yeah,
Like and Vine was 6 seconds. Now you got to catch
and that was
somebody.
short. I didn't even like Vine because I didn't like the short repetition. I didn't like the.
Mm,
I never liked that. Yeah, I didn't like the way it made me feel when I watched it. I'm like, oh,
mm.
this is annoying.
I
Like,
never,
guys, too much.
I never watched them. I watched them all in like when they had the compilations. So like
Oh
I
yeah,
watched like the
yes,
hour
I
of
will watch the
mine,
compilations.
right? But
I will
I
watch the
I never got
compilations.
on the app neither because I just feel like it's another. I feel like Vine went to Musically, which I never got into Musically neither, which then turned into TikTok.
Was Musically TikTok?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Because I remember it was like 2014, 15. I was in the military and I just got a Musically, and then like just like a year or two later, it was like TikTok and Musically was gone. I was like, oh okay.
That is crazy. I don't know. I have this theory that Instagram is Bebo.
I wish.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this not didn't Bebo look like this a little bit? Like it was like pictures
Yeah,
and
you had a whole because you had that whole home page where you could just.
yeah.
But I just missed the like customization, and again, that was the individuality. That's why we liked
Yeah, we could do
Bebo.
skins
That's
and
why
put
we,
music on our profile and leave it there.
and
We had
that's
a whole video on there.
man, and that's the thing. Like I wish, especially back in our generation, our parents seen what we was kind
Yeah.
of doing because I was coding at like 13 years
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
on a real website.
Like that's what I'm saying. We doing floppy disk and all kinds of crazy shit. We were the computers.
We
We
was
were the computers.
man, and we
Yeah.
was really creating ourselves. Like I had a Black Planet page, and the background was a Louis Vuitton background that was in like a dark rainbow, and it had a song. And I just remember I had to look up those codes and type in those
Yeah.
codes to get
Yes.
it. Just this didn't work. I gotta go back, and I'm looking at the color coordinate. I'm learning this at 13 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was like 12, I remember writing down. I don't even know what the little color codes are called, but you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about to make the swatches.
yeah.
We've been doing business stuff. We've been creating logos. We've been making
I'm telling
websites.
you,
We've been doing this for a while. We've been editing videos.
it's crazy. But I, we just, I don't know. I just don't think we thought of it. I don't know. We was just doing it.
We
What
were
we was
doing it
doing it.
because we liked it.
Yeah, we
We
was doing it.
enjoyed it.
It wasn't a job or nothing. We were just
Yeah.
doing it.
Everybody didn't burn CDs, but the
Right.
ones that did. Everybody didn't make playlists. Just like today, there are still people. It's still the same, situation.
Yeah.
But also that's the inner child healing, right? Like being able to go back to your younger self and say, like, what did I like to do? Who was I? Because we just, block that. We block it because of
Yeah.
whatever else is going on, the trauma
Yeah.
that happened at the time. Like when I think about it now, I'm like, I'm doing everything I would have did. Like when I was in middle school, if you would have told me it's midday Friday and I'm in the studio talking and recording a podcast in a professional studio, like,
Absolutely.
with professional equipment, like this is it's real. Like I would be like, wow, really? Like
Right. Like,
what?
all right. So
Okay.
I want to throw some quick ages at you and see just kind of what do you think the mindset was back then? What would you like? What would you be at that age proud of yourself that you're doing now? So, like, let's say your 14-year-old self. What do you remember? Kind of the mind state, what you wanted to do?
Okay, 14. 14 is eighth grade
Yeah,
or ninth grade.
ninth grade. No, no. Well,
Eighth
eighth
grade.
grade. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Were you here in St. Louis?
Yeah, I was here in St. Louis. So I'm from St. Louis, born and
Okay.
raised, yeah.
What high school?
I first went to Parkway West and then I went to Fern Ridge.
Oh, okay.
And that's interesting too because I just did an alumni panel there.
Mm.
They asked me to come back and do an alumni panel, so I just did an alumni panel. Shout out to Fern Ridge High School.
Hey.
Now it's considered a program. I'm not sure what Parkway is doing, but shout out to Fern Ridge. I wouldn't be who I am today if it was not for that high school.
What years did you go?
So I went 2012, 2013. I graduated a year early. I was supposed to graduate in 2014. Thanks to them, I graduated a year early.
That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yes. So my 14-year-old self, I think that she was super expressive. I feel like I was still kind of rebellious in spirit, but I always did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
On paper.
Right.
Like
I'm not getting in trouble. I did it a different way, but
yeah, but I ain't gonna get in trouble.
Right.
Or and I had, I prioritized my grades. I thought that was super important. I was just playing sports. I was hanging out with my friends. I was just living my life.
Yeah.
And also, I remember being different then. And what I will say is that I always knew that I would be doing something to help people. Yeah. I have friends from elementary school, and they'll tell you that since I was little, I said I was going to have a wellness center. Whether I called it that, maybe I think I actually did call it a wellness center. And because I wanted mental, physical, holistic health. And I thought at the time that it would be a strip mall. Like I saw like a strip mall and it being like a gym here, like a chapel here or a church here or something where you could get some spiritual coaching. And then over here there were counselors and people who were in clinics, and then there was maybe a space for you to swim or whatever.
At 14?
Literally. Probably younger than that. Probably when I was like in elementary school. Because some of my friends from elementary school would say that.
Yeah.
Or I said I was going to be a psychologist or something. So that's also the thing too, is that I always knew I would be doing this, but it's crazy how we compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
Without realizing that all of those things come in one. All of those things really come in yoga. All of those things really come in meditation. All of those things, it's a mind, body, soul connection.
That is true.
So I think now I'll be like, what?
That's crazy. Right?
Yeah, you said it, but I trust myself. That's why I be saying everything that I say.
Yeah.
Everything that I say comes to pass. And this is the reason why when I'm not operating in my higher self, when I am operating from a hateful, angry place, I get a little hard on myself. Because I'm like, you don't talk like that.
Right.
You can't afford to talk like that.
Right.
You can only afford to speak life.
That's amazing. Yeah. If you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And once you know, you can't go back. That's part of being that hypocrite. Because if you know, you gotta do better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about 5 years ago?
5 years ago was 2020. I've come a long way. Wow. Wow, she's come some ways. Yeah. 5 years ago I was still very angry. I was still very anxious. I was moving out of it, but there was definitely a tug of war with like what I was going to if I was gonna step into it all the way. 20 years ago, I probably was making $1,000 a day or 1,000, maybe like I don't. It could be anywhere from $500 a day
Mm-hmm.
to $1,000 a day or $1,500 a week or any. I was just because I was working
Yeah.
and I was doing services on people nonstop from the sun up to sundown
Mm-hmm.
at the spa every day, giving it my all because that's where I was holding the value, I guess. And it was a transitional point for me because I had just gotten out of a relationship. I felt like I was finding myself.
Mm.
I had just moved on my own again. This is the first time I had been on my own in 5 years
Mm.
because we were in a relationship for almost 5 years, 5.5 years, something like that. Like from the time I was 21, 20, really, I was just turning 21 to the time I was 25
Mm.
or 24, about to turn 25, kind of thing.
And that was like right. Was that before the pandemic or?
This was all. So we were together during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Built a business during the pandemic.
Mm.
I feel like that's when I stepped into something different, like as far as just embodying like what I thought what a boss was, and you know what I'm saying. Like that's when it was different. It did have a lot to do with the relationship I was in because I was in a relationship with somebody that was older than me,
Mm-hmm.
like 20 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So that changes what you consider to be important.
Right.
Because if you're in rooms where people are talking about retirement in 10 years or what the next, planning, because once you get to a certain age, people just automatically start doing that.
Right.
Or you think, I don't know, maybe
Right.
some people don't, you know. But yeah, so it really shaped my mind. It really kind of molded my mind. And so, yeah, after that, I got out of that relationship. I was still very angry. I was like working away the stress. I thought
Mm.
maybe I had just started making Instagram videos, reels. I was going through a lot in abusive relationships. Like that, the year 25 years ago was a completely
Mm.
different space, and I was still me. I
Mm-hmm.
was still me. So I was still meditating.
Mm.
These people knew that meditation was very important to me still. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I wasn't reading or in school even or learning something, but still I was tolerating chaos.
Mm.
I actually don't think that I really stopped tolerating chaos until about 2024.
Mm. That was my next question. As the last age, how was last year compared to now?
Oh, there's a new fucking sheriff in town. I'm not taking no shit. I'm not taking no shit.
Yeah,
I'm just not. I'm just not going to. No.
absolutely.
No, it's a complete sentence.
Yeah, yeah. I know, right? You don't gotta explain nothing else after that. Sometimes it might be uncomfortable, but you'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I tell you, these conversations, they heal me. These conversations are so good. It's good to have these conversations out loud,
Absolutely.
not just have these thoughts.
I know. I know. That's one of the biggest things is just getting out of your own head and actually kind of saying it out loud. Even if it's not to a person. Just kind of, saying it and, being appreciative of how far you've come and
Yeah.
how much further you're gonna go.
Yeah.
You learn how to really trust yourself and your gut and 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 trusting the process.
Yeah.
Because without trusting the process, I wouldn't be here. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Because when you're prepared, you take on the opportunity. You know, and that's shout out to Just Rich. The only ops I know are opportunities and options.
Mm.
That's the only ones. Everything else is blindsided.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. And like you said, no is a complete sentence. Whether it's in a workplace, whether it's in, now ain't we definitely ain't. Hey, do what you have to do. I just say that, and your company policy. but in everyday life, work, like personal, no means no, no matter how you say it. If you don't feel comfortable saying it, you can say it jokingly, but stand on that no.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is just to stand on that no. Because like I said, once you lose that, the floodgates are open. Now
Yeah.
they feel like they can say and do whatever. You let it go the first time. Now when you standing on it, now they looking like, hey, why you acting like this? And
Mm-hmm.
now it's hey, it's like, nah, I said no the first time, but I let it slide. But again, when you stand on it that first time, you don't got to worry about that second time coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's high key.
Yeah,
That's high key.
absolutely. Man, we had this was just in the first part, just a really good talk. I really appreciate all of this. I hope y'all learning stuff too.
Yeah.
We still got a lot more. So with this journey and because working in the spas and things like that. And also, quick question: when you was working in the spas that time, was you working for yourself independently, or was you working for a spa business?
So when I first started off, I before I was even out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my sister Miss T. She owns Spa Exclusive. She taught me how to run a spa. She
Mm,
did. She did. She trusted me. She let me shadow her. She let me open up the spa. Like, you know what I'm saying?
that's amazing.
She really taught me how to set a vibe and how to make people feel comfortable. And so before I even got out of school, I was like working at her spa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, I'll sit at the front desk. Like, I would just go and sit up there with her, you know. And she would show me things, and then I got done with school, I interviewed, did a facial, and I was working there. You know, I think it was a commission structure. I'm pretty sure it was commission based.
Yeah.
And but I knew I wanted a business. I knew I wanted my business. I'm like, I want my own business. I want my baby. I want to do this. And so I worked as a solo esthetician for a while. After being there, I was like, there's an opportunity for me to rent a space. I want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you know that like it's not that I don't want to be here. I just want to try to run my business. And she was like, go do it. I love you. The door is always open to you. I still had a key to the place. Like and I
Yeah.
did that for a while, and that didn't work because I didn't know how to run a business. I was a child, basically. Like didn't know how to run a business, didn't know
Yeah.
how to operate without my emotion.
Mm.
And so I was doing well with my clients and stuff like that, and I was always very professional. But when it came to back end stuff, like I would leave for active duty. I had to leave for like the 2 weeks out the year or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't communicate it properly or something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The
I
little
didn't
things
the
that
the
just
little things.
right,
And I'm dealing with somebody, she about business. She like, no, your rent is due when it's due, da 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 da, blah blah blah. And now looking back on that, like she was absolutely right.
right,
So did that, bumped my head, failed, went back to T, like, please, can I come back? She like, of course,
right.
come back. She had allowed me to have my own business within the space because at first she never was even doing booth rent. But times have changed. It's like a year now from now. Also, the beauty industry is
Mm.
growing. Things are, changing. And so, yeah, I've done both, but I mostly worked for myself. I mostly always worked for myself. There are a few times where I've worked under different, like it's an umbrella, um, or a collective,
Mm-hmm.
but
Which
mostly I work for
yeah,
myself.
and that well, you brought up a really good point. With mentorship,
Yeah,
which is very important. You know, a lot of people even because I was one of those people that was like, man, I got parents. I don't need no other person. But it's like it's opportunities that's always being brought, and when you have that right person that's showing you the ropes and giving you that warm welcome, mentorship is important and something that always needs to be passed on. uh and also you talked about how you were super passionate about that,
yeah,
so like no matter what you was gonna show up
yeah,
regardless,
yep,
and that's how you became prepared for when you really needed it.
yeah,
Also with that, bumping your head as a business, it has to happen.
yeah,
And that's the hard part about a lot of just being an entrepreneur and having that entrepreneur spirit. We want it to go perfectly,
yeah,
but there's no way it will ever go
Exactly.
perfectly.
Especially when you're the only one. You
Right, right. But it's also just to show that passion. You got a passion for something, relentlessly go for it.
definitely.
It shouldn't be nothing that should be able to stop you. Because if they can, then it's not your passion.
Yeah.
Um, I would go into any free music thing to show off my music. I used to bring beat CDs to high school, and after school when I was in summer school, had them play it. I just
Wow.
wanted people to hear it, and you got to have a goal and an intention. Whether it all seems selfish, but once you start doing it for people and for the betterment and with good intent,
Yeah.
man, it's never a selfish bone in your body after that because
Yeah.
it's not even about you anymore. You start building for everybody else. Um, so I can't wait till you get that business so you can
Yeah.
bring on that mentoree and
Yeah.
they'll be working at your front desk.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the beautiful thing about having these spaces is giving people those opportunities that you never got.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the biggest reason I even created the Mantra House is to give people opportunities that my 19-year-old self would have loved.
Yeah.
If you told me I could have just been in the studio, like I don't want to rap, but I could
Yeah.
just be in there and I can just see what you're doing and I even got a little homie, shout out Dominique Black. He came to one of my free studio sessions, and after that, I just seen him progressively grow. Like he just
Wow.
asked me questions, and like he just did an interview on me, and he just learning things,
Wow.
and it's just stuff like that. So it's always when you do find that gym, it's
Yeah.
amazing, and that's what Miss T saw in you was that gym. So that's
Yeah.
amazing to even think
Yes.
of.
And shout out because y'all want to know something. Oh, I'm gonna try not to cry. She allowed me to use her space,
Hmm.
and I would be like, I want to do a guided meditation with and let's host it at the spa. And she'd be like, okay, and she'll be in that room with me, pushing the beds around, making the lighting right,
Yeah.
and it'll just be me and her, or me, her, and one other person, you
Hmm.
know. And she would allow me to go through the whole program the way that I would have if it was a full room.
Yeah.
And that was 2020, 2019, maybe, you know. And those are the things that really matter, y'all. Like, humiliation is a part of it. Not knowing how it's going to go and doing it anyway is a part of it.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I know, I know my worth and I know who I am, and I've always known. And because of that, I'm showing up for that little girl. I didn't realize that in the moment.
Right.
But yeah, it's always been it's always been that way with me and Miss T, and I love her very dearly. Her name is Letitia Minor, Spy Exclusive,
There we go. We're
the
gonna have to.
best massage therapist, the best masseuse in St. Louis. Hit her up. She's located in North County. And she taught me everything I know, y'all. I, you know, she kept the integrity of like peacefulness and zen. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was being in her space,
Mm-hmm.
it was always so peaceful. And she always had water sounds and noise machines and flute music or relaxing jazz playing in the background. And so I loved being there,
Yeah.
and essentially that also adds to who I am because no matter where I am, it's important to set the energy
Yeah.
as you come into a space,
Absolutely.
and I do feel like I learned that from her. And so, to your point, having mentors, having people that see something in you, and you don't really know it at the time.
You
Like
definitely don't.
I didn't know that
Right.
she was
Right.
mentoring me. Like I
Right.
didn't know. I thought we was just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I thought we
Right.
was just, I'm here, so I'm just helping.
Should give anybody this opportunity if they ask for it,
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah. Like
Right.
but so there's that. I've come a long way. Come a long way. I
Absolutely.
do not ever pretend to be an angel because
Yeah.
I'm not. I am definitely the villain in someone's story,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
That's okay sometimes.
That's okay.
That is.
That's okay.
And speaking of mentors, shout out to mine, Clarence Massey. That man
Yeah.
has changed my life in many ways that he don't understand. And
Yeah.
he didn't have to do none of it. He didn't even know me. I was just a soldier getting out, and I got introduced to him because he was running a military fraternity, and I just happened to mention it to somebody else, and it was like, "Oh, you need to talk to him."
Uh-huh.
And long story short, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been in that fraternity. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got this great job with the military after I got out, which connected me to the person that sold me a house, which
Hey.
also got me into Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and which also his wife was me and my wife's first therapist.
Wow.
Like all of these little
Yeah.
nuisance, like little things that if I would have just been like, nah, I don't feel like talking to him,
Yeah.
would have never happened.
Yeah.
And it's so trippy to me. Like he didn't have to do none of that.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to hit me up about the job. He didn't have to, be like, oh, he a good real estate agent. He should help you out.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to do none of that.
Yeah.
You know. So
That's so true. Oh, I
yeah,
love that.
and I still don't. I thank him so much. It's crazy because I'm like, brother, all I had to do was say no.
Yeah.
So definitely understand it. And I still call him, to this day. We just keep catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. So yeah, I'm trying to get like him still. He's a great father, like just all these things that you
Yeah.
just wanna, say to my pops, Richmond Lingo the third, being a great provider, protector,
Yeah.
taught me so many hard lessons that now as a father, I'm like damn, he was right.
Yeah.
I never tell him. He ain't gonna watch this interview. But a lot of this stuff, it's like, dang, bro. Like, I'm glad it did happen like that because if it didn't, wouldn't have been the person I am. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
I
big
love
part of
that.
it, and that's what makes me want to help people. I want to be that example, which I definitely have been. I definitely shown.
Yeah, you
I mean,
are.
even like in the military wise, it's dope when like I had a soldier. Like this is like a year or two after like out of the military. Got my Camaro stuck in the snow in Washington, randomly in a mall, and the soldier come out and he started pushing my car out. And I was like, "Oh man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much." He was like, "Oh, no problem, Sergeant Lingard. I'm in civilians.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, how you know me?" He was like, "Oh man, I
Wow.
had a field problem with you, and you were just so nice, and you gave me extra food, and you blah blah blah." And I'm like, I appreciate that. Like
Yeah.
I felt bad that I didn't recognize him, but it was amazing that those little gestures,
Yeah.
that you just doing, just being yourself,
Yeah.
you know, changes the perspective of others.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
always an amazing thing.
That reminds me spiritually of the understanding that I have of like us and Jesus, right? Like the correlation between us and Jesus. Like having a bleeding heart, walking around actually caring, it it shows the humanity in you. It also shows the God in you.
Yeah,
It's like that's a reflection of God. You know, God isn't looking at a person and saying you're different. I'm not going to help you, or you're different. I am going to help you.
right,
So
right,
you know what I'm saying? You didn't know him from Sam,
right.
but it's about that. It's about being able to, see no inequity in man and show up the way you're supposed to, and then when you do, then the world will respond.
Yeah,
And people will always be in the right places at the right time. As it pertains to you.
yeah. And speaking of just people opening spaces again, I wanted to shout out Vintage Gold, the owner. I don't know if you want me to put his name and all that out, but he gave me a shot to be in this space, and
Yeah,
he gave another guy a shot to create this space. Um, and it's just like nobody has to do that.
yeah,
Nobody had like, especially when you just meeting somebody, you know, barely even know last names. But it's like,
yeah,
but when
absolutely.
especially when you know yourself and you see attributes of yourself and somebody else, you're
Yeah,
like, oh man, I gotta give this person a shot
yeah,
because like this is what I would have wanted. if I was this hungry person,
Exactly.
and yeah, like I said, just giving each other that opportunity and keeping that black dollar circulating inside of each, our community at least at least 5 times before it goes out to somebody else. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just trying to create that. I keep saying community.
Community.
That's
It's
the
all
biggest
about
thing.
community.
It really is.
Yeah, it's all about community. And the thing is, we can't want the spaces without also creating the spaces
Yeah,
and then curating the spaces and
yeah,
working with each other to build and put energy into the spaces. You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying? Because that's also part of it. Is that like some people don't have the space, but they have the energy for the space. Some people have the space and don't really have the energy or the time or
Yeah,
the resources or the money to put into the space.
yeah,
So it's like about what when we actually talk about what's being brought to the table, let's dissect that as a thought.
absolutely.
Let's dissect that as a thought. We all equally showed up here to the table.
Yeah,
We're all equally here sitting at the table. Now we realize too that there are power structures with everything,
hmm,
right? So then you have two ends of the table. You get what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And so what is it that you are adding to the collective? It's
Yep.
more so about what do you add to the collective,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it's not a bad question to even have in your head or a thought. Everybody got to bring some kind of value. Because if
Yeah.
not, then we need to make this space for somebody that can bring in value.
Yeah.
Whether it's accounting, whether it's bringing in talent, whether
Yeah.
but if you just there just to be there, then it's like, man, we need to because we trying to build, and that's what people don't. People want to be in the building, but don't want to pick up a hammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just want to be like, oh, shit, I was here too, though.
It's like that book. It's that children's book. It was one of my favorite ones. It was like about the hen about the hen that baked the pie.
I
And
feel like
she
I
was like,
seen
"Will you
that.
help me with
Yeah.
my pie?" She asked Rabbit. Rabbit said no.
Uh-huh.
She said, "Can you grab the grapes for my pie?" He said no. Then she go to the next friend and she like, "Will you help me like roll the dough?" The next friend like, "No, I
Mm-hmm.
can't help you roll the dough." Then the next friend she like, "Will you give some butter for my pie?" I'm like, "Nah, I can't get no." Then the pie is baked
Mm-hmm.
and they all smell the smell of the pie
Mm-hmm.
and they all run to her house and they like, "Can I have some of your pie?" She like, "No,
Yeah.
you can't." But then in the end, she ended up giving them a slice anyway. But it's the principle.
But yeah,
It's the principle. It's
crazy.
the
That's a
fact.
dang. That's a chill. Dang.
Yeah. So
That's a
she ends
book
up
people
eating
need
the
to
pie
know.
by herself. But as
Yeah.
she's eating the pie alone, she realizes that she would enjoy it more if she was enjoying it with her friends.
Yeah.
And so she ends up sharing the pie with them anyway.
Yeah.
But see, it's about being pure hearted.
Yeah.
It's about having pure intentions. And also realizing, yeah, in that moment I might be irritated with you.
Yeah.
But also maybe you do bring energy. Maybe the energy is that you're here to enjoy. You're not here to be here for these parts, but also what kind of energy you bring to space.
Absolutely.
Some people absolutely are just there for the vibes.
Absolutely.
They just there for the vibes. Some people just be there for the vibes, you know. But also, like you said, in the process of building, I don't need you in my kitchen and you ain't helping me get. That's
Right.
how I feel.
Right.
In a way.
And
I'm
then
stepping on you.
also being, I feel like, cause I mean, of course, we all leaders, especially as an entrepreneur, you have to be some kind of leader, some kind of
Yeah.
boss. You know, even looking too deep into that story, maybe the person that couldn't roll the dough could have been the person that got the grapes.
Yeah, right. Right. Some
You got to
restructuring,
see
right.
what their strengths are,
Yeah.
and again, that's how you build those relationships. And like, like me and Freak, for example, his strengths are visuals.
Yeah.
I'm not asking him to make a beat. You know what I'm saying? I do want to teach him, and
Yeah.
he is learning how to actually record and
Yeah.
doing all the nuances. And also, I'm about to start learning how to film, and
Oh yeah.
so it's just about you know also having that value, but increasing yourself to learn more.
Absolutely.
People get stuck in their ways of just being, this is what I do,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm good at, and then they just gonna be good at that one thing for 40 years, and that one thing's gonna go away because
Yeah.
of technology, and then it's like, now what?
Now what? I'm always try to learn. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
not try to learn. I will always be in a state of learning.
Yeah.
I will always be in a state of learning because it never fails me.
Right.
It never fails me to learn more, to understand more, to be more. because also in that, there's still rest,
Yep.
they're still recharging, they're still taking breaks from things, there's still reevaluation happening, there's still ups, there's still downs. Like, it's this constant shift, and also just being like, everything's fine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Everything's
It could be
fine.
so much worse.
It could be bad, even. It
Yeah.
could actually be bad.
Yeah.
Because worse implies that it's already bad. It could actually be bad.
It could.
It could actually be fucked up. But it's not.
It's not. That's why you put your energy into what you put your energy to, and the value of things is what you make it.
Yeah.
A diamond is just a rock in some people's eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's yeah. It's just all perception and just wanting to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, man, you talk about a roller coaster on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really good one.
I think so too.
Absolutely.
This was good.
I think we're gonna do a part 3. I'm sure y'all gonna. All I need is one like, and then you're gonna get a part 3, and that's probably gonna be my like. So we're gonna get a part 3
I'm
going.
gonna like at least 2. We got at least 2.
Yeah, 2 likes, and we're
got
gonna
at
get a
least
part
2.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, I appreciate it. I know we're gonna probably go into more details at a later date.
Yeah.
Cause I want to keep talking, but I know somebody is gonna need this one.
Yeah.
We're gonna digest for the next one,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna do another catch up. So, another Who's in the House is completed. Richie IV here.
I'm Sovereign.
Hey, and we out.
Bye.